Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about a potential leak for Battlefield Labs, the next playtest being the 21st, what they're planning to do with that next playtest, and the Battlefield community freaking out about the next Battlefield game's movement being quote-unquote too fast. Man, if I had a nickel for every time Battlefield players complained about basic movement, I would be a quadrillionaire, I think. But let's get into the video. If you enjoy the channel, if you want to follow the next Battlefield game, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and come by my streams, first link in the description. The first thing I will cover in this video is some people complaining that the next Battlefield game's movement looks too fast already, some people calling for nerfs, some people calling it Call of Duty. And this isn't exactly surprising. In my experience being a Battlefield content creator who happens to be pretty skilled at the game, I get comments all the time on my videos saying my gameplay looks like COD, it looks ridiculous, I'm bouncing around, everything you can imagine under the sun. And this isn't for my videos, this is basically what some section of the Battlefield community comments on any Battlefield gameplay that looks, quote, too fast to them. Now, pertaining to the next Battlefield game's gameplay, we have all seen the leaks, and I can confidently say those players that are leaking the gameplay aren't even showing the full capability of the next Battlefield game's movement. So it begs the question, why are people complaining that it looks too fast? We truly haven't gotten a good look at how the game plays really at all yet, in my opinion. But that isn't stopping some people from complaining about the movement of the next Battlefield game. You see it on every single thread, Twitter, sort by new, even some of them are top comments complaining about the movement. And what's funny is, as of today, new data from Battlefield Labs confirmed that the Battlefield Labs sprint speed is 6.4 meters per second. Taking a look at this reference table listing the sprint speeds for previous Battlefield titles, you would see that if 6.4 meters per second is the correct measurement for Battlefield Labs sprint speed, it would make it slightly slower than fan-favorite titles like Battlefield 3 and 4, and actually significantly slower if you used the sprint perk in BF3 and 4, which gave you a sprint speed in that game of 7.15 meters per second, which is nearly on par with Battlefield 2042 tac sprint without having to tac sprint. So what does this show us, ladies and gentlemen? Basically, people don't know what they're talking about, and this isn't surprising. People are just crying for no reason, because they're getting fooled, at least in my opinion, by FOVs of different players. This happens all the time. I upload a video with me playing in a high field of view. People comment, wow, you're moving extremely quickly. No, I'm not. I'm moving at the exact same speed. The FOV makes it seem like I'm moving faster than I am. That is, I think, what is happening to a lot of people here. But what I also think is happening is people are just complaining for no reason, claiming the movement is too fast without ever setting foot in the game themselves. So I think a lot of people should just take one big massive chill pill, and that is coming from me, which should really tell you something. And my last piece of commentary on this whole movement topic thing is I think a lot of Battlefield players have a predetermined understanding of what is possible in Battlefield games based off of their own gameplay and their own experience. What I mean by that is, a lot of players, not all players, but a lot of players don't understand what is possible with Battlefield movement because they simply don't use a lot of the things you can do in Battlefield movement. And they certainly don't go out of their way to understand the mechanics, even if they can't use them themselves. So what ends up happening is, they play the game their own way, and they think, well, this is how I move, so this is how the game should be. Wrong. But moving away from that subject, on to the next subject of this video, which is the potential leak of another playtest for Battlefield Labs on March 21st, which is Friday. This is coming from, quote, a Russian leaker Telegram channel. So just take this with a grain of salt. The post claims that they're going to be changing a couple things in Battlefield Labs based off of player feedback, and this is supposedly what will be changed or addressed. The pace of the battle, especially the movement of both the map and the fighters on the map, improvements to sliding and landing mechanics, improvements to death dynamics, dragging, respawning, HP count, resupply, visibility of fighters, and understanding what you killed. And lastly, infantry versus equipment balance. Balance changes will significantly affect future playtests. And then apparently the developers also gave their statistics, or shared some statistics from the last Battlefield Labs play session, and they're pretty funny. Apparently 12% of players revived their teammates. 12%. Yeah, it sounds about right. That's would not be surprised if that's a real statistic based off of my fucking experience playing Battlefield. Let me know in the comment section if that sounds like your games. Another statistic they shared was one of the players managed to melee 16 players in one game. So shout out to that guy in Battlefield Labs. The RPG is a fan favorite among people to destroy tanks. It was chosen by 48.5% of players. 37.2% of players played all classes, while only 8.9% played just one class type, and 14.2% of players tried more than 5 weapons per session. And then a big detail here, if you were part of the first play session, you will be part of future play sessions as well. I'm sure a lot of people would be very disappointed if they got invited to this whole invite-only exclusive thing, got in a play session, and then weren't automatically invited to the next one. But again, be sure to take all of that information with a massive grain of salt. It could easily just be someone making a Reddit post trying to bait people. So to close this video out, I'll touch a little bit more on the movement stuff. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to make a more in-depth look and take about Battlefield movement, what I think the next Battlefield game's movement is going to be like, my opinion about all that sort of stuff. I've done videos similar to that, but I really feel as though a lot of Battlefield players are coming back that haven't played Battlefield in a very, very long time, and people just generally seem very uninformed as to what is possible to do in Battlefield games. A lot of people deny the facts, like saying, oh, Battlefield doesn't need dolphin diving, which is supposedly in the next title, and they don't know that Battlefield had dolphin diving before Call of Duty, but they call dolphin diving a COD movement thing. And if you don't believe me, look it up. I believe dolphin diving was in Battlefield 1942 and in Battlefield 2, and that was well before Call of Duty ever implemented dolphin diving into any of their games. And that's just one example. That's just one misunderstanding. I could go ad nauseum. I could make an entire video about this sort of stuff. And I really feel as though I should, just as an educational video to sort of establish the facts, right? So we can have an informed discussion about this stuff. Because when I look at these Reddit posts and Twitter replies, people all have a different idea about what Battlefield movement actually is, when in reality, there's only one idea, which is how it is in the game itself. Now, of course, you can debate amongst yourselves whether or not you agree with some of the movement options in the game, but you can't really debate over what is in the game. Like, okay, Battlefield 4 has jump peeking. Boom. Like, fact. That's not even up for debate. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if I should make that Battlefield movement video. I probably will, but I just want to know, what the response from you guys would be like. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good day. I'll see you later.